before, which is mysterious because everything was using the same microphone. But if there's the piano, it seems to be there now. Look at that. The old off and on. Thank you for letting me know. Now, that means I can play, which is what I'm here for. Nope, no piano. Oh, no problem. Gosh, see, I'm so piano focused. Seriously, I had this whole thing. I thought that maybe there was like a conspiracy of commenters here where everyone was like, let's all tell her that we can hear her voice, but not the piano. I was like, which I'd be totally for. I love tricks. You guys can talk if you want, just don't like shout and yodel. Melody using Dorian mode. Are you quizzing me or are you just curious? I can't. So actually, one's in my head. The Fate of Ophelia's melody is in Dorian mode. Uh, there we go. That's Dorian mode. For anybody who's interested in why is that Dorian mode, the whole song of The Fate of Ophelia, Taylor Swift, is in the key of F major. I have some classical folks hollering at me that it's not, that it switches keys all the time. But, and I will say this as a classically trained person myself, when I moved into working in rock and country and pop music, we kind of realized what all those fancy techniques, Dorian, Phrygian keys, were all intended for, which is for communication. And it's actually a lot easier if you kind of zoom out and don't say, the first of the song is in G minor Dorian, and then the chorus is in B flat Phrygian, and then one line of the chorus is in F major. That's really complicated and hard to explain. It's much easier to, and it makes much more sense to say the chords are in the key of F major. And so all that means, though, G Dorian just means you're using all the notes from an F major scale. You're just starting the second note. So instead of starting here, you play the same notes, but you start there. I have been playing as long as I can remember. I started lessons at 6 years old, but I had already picked out countless songs by ear before then because I was lucky enough to grow up with a piano in my house. Alex, my friend, you're very kind, but I'm not getting my violin. It's upstairs, and I'm here. And in 13 minutes, I have a video that I made about the Taylor Swift song Elizabeth Taylor. It's funny, playing by ear, I'm sure that you could someday, but it really does involve a flip of the brain. I like to think of it, my kids are actors, and there's one thing about, can you guys hear? Hey, Graham? Hey, love? That's too much for my live stream, please. I just asked him to be like quiet for 30 minutes. That's all. He's 13 and he's playing guitar, which I love, but I don't love it right now because I'm listening to that. He was playing in the key of A, which is interesting because earlier he was playing in the key of G, and that's what my brain does. So that's why I say it's maybe it's okay that you don't play by ear. It's very distracting. Anyway, I was talking about how they're actors. So you know how when you're an actor, you can read from the script and do great, but something happens in your brain when you, for the first time, put the script away. Same thing for any speech. If you have to memorize something, the first time you put it away, it's using different neural pathways, and it's tricky. Hi, Lily. Hi, Puffer. Oh, Puffer, we're talking about playing by ear. What do you play, Puffer? So yeah, I was kind of improvising on all of the chords from. Well, I was doing father figure. Now I'm in a Taylor Swift kind of mood. There's that. So I'm going to improvise on those. That's kind of 3 chords over and over. The bridge has an extra chord, but we have the 6, 5, and the 4. Guitar, it's much more portable. I play the guitar too. I was a piano player first, but when I was around 8 or 9, my dad brought a guitar home because he was a bartender. He never made a lot of money, but sometimes people couldn't pay their bar tabs, or they made a lot of bets. He was kind of a gambler. So anyway, he won a guitar when either somebody couldn't pay a bet or their beer tab. So that's when I started playing guitar, and I loved that I could take it outside or take it from room to room. How do your fingers feel? Do you have your calluses yet? Anyway, so there's A minor, G, and F, which is what's in Elizabeth Taylor. So I'm gonna kind of play a bunch of songs that use those chords. We've got the Elizabeth Taylor, but if you change the groove to hit the road, Jack, don't you come back no more, no more, no. Not yet. That's painful. Good for you for not quitting yet. The amount of students I had who tried to quit just because their fingers hurt in the first few weeks. Try not to skip any days. That's my biggest advice. Because as soon as your calluses come in, you're fine. It only hurts a little bit in the beginning. The body heals rather quickly. So if you skip too many days, your calluses will heal up. You want them to fully form. Hit the road, yeah. There's a bunch of songs that use that too. I was just teaching to my kiddo who's in there playing guitar an old country song called 16 Tons. You know, 16 tons. What do you get? Another day older and deeper and deadly. My favorite song ever written is Rhapsody in Blue. I can't play the whole thing anymore, but it's like 30 pages long. You know, the big part is anyway, I love that song. Oh yeah, I love Elvis too. Those old kind of early roots rock stuff. What's your goal? What do you want to play on the guitar when you're learning? If you're just new here, Puffer here is learning to play the guitar. And I'm Bridget, and I am hanging out here until 5 o'clock, which is 8 minutes from now if you're not in the Eastern Coast, Eastern time zone. In 8 minutes, I'm popping off, and I think that this video will redirect over there to the new long form that I just posted, which is a music theory analysis. Hi! I'm on the internet. Yeah, it's okay. With my internet friends. It's my husband. I went into the garage and he was like, he had some sort of saw blade that looked like the cover of that Boston album with like the alien and the circle. Is it a circular saw? It was circle, I guess. I'm the music person. Oh, Imagine is so good. How's that? I was just telling my son, who's learning to play Paradise by John Prine, which is another of my favorite songs, that a lot of the favorite songs lyrically are actually really easy to play. Because the lyrics are so powerful that if you wrote too complicated of a melody or too complicated of harmony is just the chords underneath, then it would be distracting to the listener. And so a lot of those really powerful, simple songs like Imagine are actually very easy to play. Highlights of the stream. That's funny. I had a sing along at my house on Sunday and we did that one. It was funny. So I actually do have these sing alongs. Somebody thought I was just, I don't know, time traveling or something, but I have this great piano. You can't see, but it's like this big grand piano. Hi, Branson. Hi, Jason. And It's in a living room that's way too small for a big grand piano, and I don't care. And surrounded by it is, I can see from here, a sparkly microphone, a theremin, a cajon, which is like a percussion instrument that you sit on, and there's guitars hanging around the house. So when I have neighbors over, which I do all the time, we live in a very walkable neighborhood, and you see me waving at somebody, they might notice that I'm at the piano. So sometimes when they walk by with their dogs, they see me at the piano. If it's a nice day, they come on in and we end up like. Anyway, a big sing along, which is super fun. Do I have any tips for? Anyway, I was going to say to Jason, we totally sang that. It was this key. Then we went on this whole Kenny Rogers thing where someone was like, on a tree, a key, and it doesn't matter on a tree, no. We had a good old time. Hey everybody, if you're just joining me, I'm Bridget and I talk about music here. I play the musical saw. Often I'm on here doing that. Today I'm at my piano because I'm about to do a long form video where I am telling you all about the cool music production secret stuff of Elizabeth Taylor. Do I have any tips for starting the guitar? My biggest tip for the guitar is don't skip a day, even if it's only for like 3 minutes. Yes, Benjamin, you know me from this. I'm the saw player. I play lots of things, but I'm quite good at the saw. And I think it's so funny when that it's been the YouTube algorithm has been like putting the saw out to lots of new people, and there are all these people who have been accusing me of making stuff up. Like it's like a new thing. It's a very old instrument, one of the older instruments. So yeah, puffer fish. Is it fish? Oh, puffer fish, like a little puffer fish. That's so cute. I was thinking puffer fresh, like puffin fresh, like the old Pillsbury Doughboy. Anyway, the yeah, so my biggest tip for guitar is not to skip a day when in the beginning, because your body will try to heal over the where you're trying to develop calluses, and you don't want that. You want the calluses to develop as soon as possible. So if every day you just sit there and push on those strings, even when it push through that, I'm not going to call it pain, but it's a little discomfort. Push through it, and when you push through it, you will be rewarded with, oh, this doesn't hurt anymore. Yes, thanks for watching, and do watch the video. I'm going to hop off here in 3 minutes and be in the chat in the video. Let's see. Oh, Javero. Oh, Hannah. I said Javaro Rodriguez, but it's Javi Rodriguez. Gotcha. I like to use Hungarian and oh, that's fun. Dark melodies. Yeah. Yeah, I love playing around with different. And that's actually funny, and not funny, but it's good that you say that too, because a lot of my music theory videos most of them, they're all based on Western harmony. And there's plenty of cultures in the world who don't use maybe fa sol la ti do. And it's very fascinating. I stick within my lane. I love to learn about other cultures and other scales and stuff. But when I'm teaching on here, I try to stick to just the stuff that I was brought up with. So yeah, if there are any other quick questions or anything, requests, in 2 minutes, I'm going to hop over to, and it should automatically redirect you to the video, which would be super helpful to watch. Especially, so I don't earn any money on YouTube. I know lots of creators do, and I have had like millions and millions of views with my musical saw videos in particular, but I still don't earn anything. So one thing you can do is watch my long forms so I can get the watch hours to prove that I'm Taylor. Yeah, let's do Elizabeth Taylor, actually. The cabaret version. It starts with that big. You guys can sing. I love the part that goes. Wait, sorry, it goes. Oh, it's A minor. Okay. I know. I skipped that. How do you know what keys to press for that ascending scales at the beginning? Oh, so that's a great question. The entire beginning scale, that the whole big, it's just one chord over and over and over. So it's an E7 chord. And I believe that basically my ear. So one thing I heard that it's an E7. So that's E, G sharp, B, and D. So if you just play that over and over, you'll get really close. And then I happen to hear that they're also adding an F sharp in there, and that's just my ears, lots of practice and hearing it. So she plays this, but she kind of leaves off the E and replaces it with an F sharp. So like that. Anyway, so I'm gonna hop over to my video now. I don't know how the redirect thing. I think if I just hit end, then it will give you another option to watch that. So I'll see you over in that chat. Thanks for hanging out. Hit subscribe if you haven't already, please. Thank you.